He's left it on a sour note.
Cristiano Ronaldo, if you're watching this, please do not stay in the Premier League.
I still prefer Rooney. He said a lot about Rooney, but he's always a bigger legend to me.
Yesterday, Ronaldo leaves. How do you feel that Ronaldo's left the club?
I mean, after that interview, obviously, last time we did an interview together, I'd only seen the clips. I've watched the full thing now, and I think, again, I said it before and I say it again, I don't think you can't be saying stuff like that about Ten Hag. Like, you can't be slagging off your manager. And, I think he's gone at a lot of people. But I also think, to an extent, when you get so much criticism, everyone's got a breaking point. But yeah, with him going, it was always going to happen. You do an interview with Piers Morgan like that, saying this, that and whatever about the club and also about the Glazers, then you're essentially going to get sacked, aren't you? I know they've said it's mutual agreement. Is it mutual agreement or...
Pushed before, it went before he was pushed.
Exactly. So I think, he probably knew it was coming. I think it's best for everyone, really. I think it's best. He'll go to somewhere, he'll find a club, whether he stays in Europe or goes to overseas to like Saudi and stuff like that. But it's probably for the best.
Mixed feelings. Happy, sad. Sad that a legend that I came to love and cherish. I watched him make his debut against Bolton in 2003. It was, amazing. I watched him grow in Man United, become a legend and leave. It was so sad to see him go to Real Madrid. And now coming back, it was like a fairy tale, like wow. And the way everything has gone down, some persons will say his legacy has been tarnished a bit. I don't really believe that, but I would have felt it would have been a better ending, the way he left. Then happy that you don't come out to criticize your manager. You don't come out to say those things you said in the media. You could say it personally, you could say it to people, but not to the media. And you don't come out to disrespect the club who's paying your wages. You don't do that. You're under contract. You should know the limit of things you say, okay? And so I'm happy and I'm sad at the same time.
The news yesterday, Ronaldo's left the club. How do you feel about Ronaldo leaving?
It was the sensible option. I love Ronaldo, I always will, and he'll always love us. But it was time to, it's not sustainable after you say that about the manager and the owners. They're obviously going to release you. I'm happy he's not wanted any money to go. He just wants to go. It's fine.
Still a club legend for you?
Of course, he's still up there. I still prefer Rooney. He said a lot about Rooney, but he's always a bigger legend to me.
He's left it on a sour note, the way it happened, but after the interview with Piers Morgan, I've seen the full interview, I think it was inevitable, really. Basically, it's a breach of contract, gross misconduct, but he wanted out. They should have let him really go after the first season. I've got to give credit to Ronaldo. The first season, he saved United with all them goals. They wouldn't have got in the Champions League. They want to qualify this season. They would have finished right down the table.
What's it been like to watch Cristiano Ronaldo during his stints at United? I mean, what an unbelievable player.
What an incredible player. One of the best players ever. The first stint was incredible with Sir Alex. He came through. He brought him up as a kid. He matured. He was a world beater. He's been incredible player when he's been at Real Madrid and all the other clubs he's been at. So I'd give him the best of luck. You've got to give some credit for what he's achieved at United. He just ended up on a sour note, but it should have been handled better by United as well.
I mean, I came up under a bit of fire by saying, he's not ruined his legacy and stuff like that. And I know what he did was, it was just, we've never seen things like that before. But I think, he was an absolute legend. He's a legend not only of Manchester United, but of football. Like, the numbers speak for themselves. And I think we'll definitely look back in years and just talk about how great he was alongside, Maradona and Pele, which obviously not really watch Pele because I'm not.
Yeah. Do you think his interview could be a bit of a blessing with the Glazers, saying that they're announcing to... I'm not saying that he was directly responsible, but it could have been like the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. I think, he obviously said a lot of things about how he's gone away and he's come back and, it's the same. It is the same. And I think you have to invest. Like, if I was to be an owner, like, something that I'd want to invest is in the facilities for the players. You get the best facilities for them, and then you build on the pitch, and then you start looking at the stadium. I think it's got to be methodical of how they're going to, when these new investors come in, how they're going to do it and what they're going to go first and what's going to be best for on the pitch results. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And I always think, as long as you're the best at something, if you're the best, the money comes later. So worry about being the best on the pitch and the money will follow.
Did you agree with what he said about the Glazers, though? Do you think that was a saving grace of that interview?
100%. 100% agree.
Was it nice to see someone say that about the club that hasn't been said before, or do you still think, even though he said it, he shouldn't have done the interview?
He shouldn't have done the interview, but on the other hand, I'm glad he did the interview.
So given everything that's happened, how he's left, still a club legend for you?
Oh, definitely a club legend, because what's he achieved with United, the goals he scored. You can't take that away from his record. It's just unfortunate. Players come and go from clubs, they fall out with managers. It's happened with Beckham when he left United to go to Real Madrid. So it's nothing new.
He'll always be the GOAT in my eyes. He's done so much for the club, he scored so many goals. Some of the goals he scored fantastic, his records, his stats. I met him years ago. I got him to sign one of my tops and I ruined it in work. From that day, I always knew I loved Ronaldo and always will.
Where would you like to see Ronaldo go, and where do you think he will end up? A lot of talks about Chelsea. Where do you think?
Cristiano Ronaldo, if you're watching this, please do not stay in the Premier League. I don't want to see him play for another team. It will hurt me so much. Maybe you could go to Saudi Arabia, maybe you could go to China, or maybe you could go back to Real Madrid because Karim Benzema is out injured for a while, so you could just go there. But don't go to any Premier League club, thank you.
I thought that PSG might come in for him just because of the whole Ronaldo-Messi thing, and for them, they'll look at it as a profitable thing, and they'll probably think he'll do all right in that league. But I think potentially Sporting, or maybe Bayern.
Not Chelsea. How would it feel to see him in another Premier League team shirt?
That'd be grim. That'd be grim. But no, I think he'll go back to Europe. I think he'll go to German League, or I think it could be a bit of a shock, and he'll go to PSG.
So I think Chelsea.
What would it be like to see Ronaldo go to Chelsea as a Manchester United fan?
I don't think Chelsea are really a threat for trophies this season, and in the future I'm not sure how well they'll be with him. So I'm not worried in a competitive sense. Seeing him in the shirt will be weird, but I just have a funny feeling that'll happen.
He might go to PSG. They've got the money. Short term, he's on Italy's talking. It can't be about money because he's got so much money. He's had that turned down that offer from Saudi Arabia, that massive offer. He might go to America. He's got four. It's his own options really. He can pick and. It depends what people want. Financial, you can sell so many shirts. So for the financial part of it, I'd like to see with PSG with Messi in the same side. That would be a finale for both of them. That would be incredible to watch.